Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Movie Madness. Today we're going to be doing Disney versus Pixar. Each division was ranked due to its Rotten Tomato scores, and if it was a tie, we used the box office gross to break the tie. For each matchup, I will count down to 3, and these two contestants representing the Pixar division,
I'm Troy.
And Ethan.
they will say their pick. If they disagree on the pick, they will have 30 seconds to debate their point. Then I will decide who will move on to the next round. Gentlemen, shall we begin?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do this.
All right, the first matchup is Toy Story and WALL-E. You have 3, 2, 1.
Toy Story. I feel like
All
it's
right,
kinda-
Yeah.
Toy Story moves on to the next round.
You're not gonna talk about it. I feel like Toy Story was just a little bit too easy of a pick. I mean, WALL-E was fun, but Toy Story was just so groundbreaking for what it was.
Yeah, classic. It started it all off. I mean, you don't get much better than Toy Story.
That is true.
Yeah.
Very
all right.
good.
Next up, we have Finding Nemo and Monsters, Inc. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Monsters,
Finding
Inc.
Nemo.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. That's a disagreement we got going.
Getting interesting.
Okay.
All right.
So you want to go first?
Sure, I'll start. I think Monsters, Inc. is just a little bit more of a wholesome movie. I really like the idea. Like, it's something new. It's like a monsters world trying to get the kids back. It was just a lot more entertaining to me. Like, they did give us some memorable characters like Mike Wazowski and Sully, and it introduced us to a new world. It wasn't something that we were familiar with. It's its own little thing, and seeing the different twists between like the monster universe and even the, I guess, ties to the human verse.
Right. Well, I think the thing is that I think you can describe any Pixar movie as wholesome. I mean, they're all really good. Finding Nemo for me just has that little bit more emotional kick to it. I mean, this is a story that can apply to both kids understanding their parents and parents understanding their kids. It works so well as a family movie. And I mean, the ocean is just gorgeous in this film. I know Monsters Inc. was kind of revolutionary for how they had the hair on Sully, but even today, this movie is over 15 years old, I think, and they still have, the beautiful ocean. Just, it looks amazing.
And that is your time. All right. After I've heard both of your decisions, I'm going to say that Finding Nemo makes it to the next round.
There we go. Okay.
All right. With that said, we're on to the next round, which is Inside Out versus Ratatouille. Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Inside Out.
Oh my God, it just continues. All right. Troy, you have 30 seconds to prove why your choice is better.
I just think, I loved Inside Out, first of all, but I really think Ratatouille was a little bit, it had that, nice, feel-good type of movie. You just see a guy come up from nothing, he shouldn't make it there, it's the classic, nope, you cannot do it, you have to stay in the background, but he doesn't. He climbs out of the sewers, literally, to become one of the most top chefs. It's just, I feel like it's a nice hero's journey, as opposed to where Inside Out is just a little bit more of oh, it's okay to be sad. It's just more of teaching kids it's okay to feel sad, as opposed to hey, don't be afraid to shoot for something that everybody tells you can't do.
All right, now I think that you're a little downplaying the teaching kids it's alright to be sad, because Inside Out, again, it's like Finding Nemo, where it's so good for both parents and kids to watch this film together, because it really shows you from both of their perspectives, how when you're a kid you're taught, oh, you're always supposed to be happy, you're not supposed to be sad or angry or any of that things, but no, Inside Out shows you need all of your emotions to be healthy. It's healthy to be sad, it's healthy to show a little of anger or be a little scared sometimes. It's all natural, it's okay. And I think Inside Out is just, a really good growing up film.
Ratatouille versus Inside Out. I think I got to throw it in for Ratatouille. It's going to move on to the next round. But I will say they did make over $1 billion combined. So who really won in the end? It's Pixar.
We all did. We all won.
I was going to say, that's not necessarily just for inflation, though.
And then last up for the Pixar round, we got The Incredibles versus Up. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Or gentlemen, are you ready? Who knows? Gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Incredibles. Yes.
It was
I don't think there's a doubt there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally the Fantastic Four movie, just without the Fantastic Four. That's what we should have gotten with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. One of the best superhero movies I think that's ever been made.
It came out. The first one came out when we were kids. The second one's going to come out when we're old. So
There you go.
that's how it's going to work.
Growing up right
All right. Now we're going to move down the bracket. So it's going to get tougher and tougher for you guys.
Okay.
So yeah, you got Toy Story versus Finding Nemo. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Finding Nemo. Yeah, I figured you would pick Finding Nemo.
It just keeps going.
You can go first this time.
Okay, well, I think I made the gist of my point with Finding Nemo. I mean, Toy Story is a good movie to show friendships building, but with Finding Nemo, I think it's more important to show like for kids and adults to really get that like father-son connection going. Because I think like with friends, it's your peers, you come to an understanding anyways. With parents, like even like when you're older, parents still have a hard time relating to their kids and vice versa. So I think this is just like a good all-around movie to show to people to help with understanding.
And that is your time. It's time for Troy.
See, Toy Story is a little bit more of a movie about self-identity. Like Buzz just like, hey, we are toys, like we are children's playthings, but we are at the same time alive. So it's finding that balance between who we are and what expects us to be. It brings it all time together. And yes, it's a story of friendship. Well, I don't disagree that, children being able to communicate with their parents and vice versa is important. It's also important to like identify with yourself and be able to like find comfort in your group and in who you are and learning to like really like come together and make sure that you are okay with who yourself is before you try and go out and change the world type.
And that is enough time for that. So the final decision between Toy Story and Finding Nemo is Toy Story. I'm sorry, it had to be it. You made a very good point. But now we're moving on to the next round, which is Ratatouille versus The Incredibles. It's going to be a little bit more difficult, I think, but let's find out. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was joking.
Not
All right,
all.
now this is the hardest one. The final bracket for Pixar.
Ooh.
We got Toy Story versus The Incredibles. You need to let that soak in.
We need to let that sink in.
3, 2, 1.
Incredibles.
Yeah. Ooh, there we go.
Oh, wow.
Some
Okay.
agreements. Yes.
Final decision. All right.
Yeah.
I think the only reason that for me it would beat out Toy Story is because Toy Story we have gotten sequels for. We've gotten 1,
Yeah.
2, and 3. Incredibles we haven't. And Incredibles was such a like I said, it was like almost a perfect superhero movie for Marvel's first family, if that's who it was supposed to be for, and we didn't really.
So the simple lack of a sequel is what's getting you this vote.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, kind of.
All right, now it's time to move on to the Disney round. Welcome back to Movie Madness. We're now going on to the Disney division, and these are our two contestants.
Andres?
And Alexa.
All right, are you ready? Because this is quite a tough lineup here. Starting off with Aladdin versus Pocahontas. 3, 2, 1.
Aladdin.
All right, that was really not that. You'll notice the Rotten Tomatoes score there. It's not that big of a deal. Let's move on to the next one, which is Beauty and the Beast versus Hunchback of Notre Dame. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Beauty and the
Hunchback
Beast.
of Notre Dame.
Ooh, I didn't think this would be. Okay, all right. All right, you have 30 seconds to prove your point.
Well, pretty much Beauty and the Beast, the tale as old as time. It's possibly the greatest Disney movie ever to come out. And pretty much you can not only put it in popularity, but in legacy that the movie has had. It not only had a live action remake recently, but also you can even go to the Disney parks and see pretty much nothing on the Hunchback of Notre Dame over there. But a lot of Beauty and the Beast. It's just a great story with great music.
And that is it for your time. Alexa, prove your point.
So I do love Beauty and the Beast. It is one of my favorite ones. But Hunchback of Notre Dame, I feel like is so underrated. It has like the artwork in it and the visuals. It's just beautiful. And the story that it's telling, it's so like dynamic. And like, well, technically it's a bit like not great for children if you actually look into the real story that they're telling. I think that, but you don't notice it when you're a kid. So it's nice for the whole family because then you grow up and it's still like a great story with like
And that is enough time
characters.
for you. I'm not going to lie, this is a little bit more tough than the Pixar division. But I'm going to have to give it to Beauty and the Beast. And it's time for the next round, which I think is really no competition. Lion King versus Hercules. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Hercules.
Oh my God, I did not. Couldn't comprehend that one. All right. Hercules moves on. And now we have the next round, Mulan versus Little Mermaid. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
The Little
Mulan.
Mermaid.
Ooh, okay. All right, you have 30 seconds to prove your point.
Well, The Little Mermaid was basically the first movie out of what's considered the Disney Renaissance, one of the series of movies that came out after the Dark Ages in Disney's history. It's pretty much revitalized what Disney movies are currently and what the princess stories that Disney is famous for. Not only the music part of your world, but also it's overall a great story about, accepting who you are and like.
And that is it for your time. Alexa, prove your point.
All right, so I'm just like not a big fan of Little Mermaid. I feel like Ariel as a princess is just kind of selfish in the storyline. It's just like her wanting to, I don't know. It's a silly storyline, but Mulan is such a powerful story about just like a girl doing something just for her family, like truly just Mulan as a character is so powerful and just great for little girls to like see growing up and stuff, because you see all these princesses just like falling after guys. Like, no, I'm gonna go fight in a war to defend, like to protect my family.
All right, with both of those in mind, I'm gonna say that Mulan moves on to the next round. All right, now it's time for a little bit closer look at the division. Now we have Aladdin versus Beauty and the Beast. So let that think about that for a second. 3, 2, 1.
Beauty and the Beast.
All right, that was a kind of a ball thing going on.
Yeah, pretty simple.
Didn't even think about it.
It's just a great movie.
All right. Now we're moving on to the next round. Hercules versus Mulan. I'm very interested to see how this turns out. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hercules.
Mulan.
Okay. 30 seconds to prove your point. Go ahead.
Well, I not only want Hercules to go the distance, but I also I think it should, because it's not only a mythological story, but it's also a story about a hero that feels that he doesn't belong. Mulan, even though it's represented a nation and a whole culture, I think Hercules represents that struggle to become the person that we need to be, or the person that people expect us to be. It does it way better than Mulan. And also, the Michael Bolton single go the distance is just...
And that is it for you. Alexa, prove your point.
All right, so first of all, Hercules with a mythology standpoint, basically everything about mythology is inaccurate in that movie. Like, Hercules is the son of Zeus and like a child, and Hera's the one who is trying to thwart him and like trying to kill him and stuff. But in Mulan, though, that has a huge story of trying to find your own place, because the entire opening of it is her not feeling like she belongs, because everyone's trying to tell her to be this certain type of person and like find a man and like do all the makeup and stuff. But she just keeps looking at stuff. She's like, this isn't who I am. And like, so the entire opening of the song Reflection just goes into trying to find who you are, and I think a more impactful way from what she goes on to do.
All right, with both of those in mind, this is a little bit hard for me, but I'm going to say Mulan moves on to the next round. I'm sorry, but, you can't carry your way to the end. With that said, now it's time for Beauty and the Beast and Mulan. I can imagine, Alexa, it's going to be hard for you because your decision's up there, but...
It's
pretty straightforward for you, huh?
It's really a shame that Mulan made it this far, but okay.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Beauty and the Beast.
All right. Beauty and the Beast makes it to the final. We'll be right back to put Beauty and the Beast and The Incredibles head on head. Welcome back to Movie Madness. We are now going on to the last and final round between Disney's Beauty and the Beast and Pixar's The Incredibles. They will have 30 seconds to argue about their movie, and then 30 seconds for a rebuttal. Are you ready for this? This is a little bit intense.
Let's go.
I got
All
it.
right, Alexa, you can start off with defending Beauty and the Beast for 30 seconds.
All right, so Beauty and the Beast is truly just one of those classic Disney tales. Like, everyone knows about Beauty and the Beast. Belle is personally one of my favorite princesses. I think she represents a lot of positive things, like, because she's just who she is. Like, she's smart and she does what she wants, and even though everyone around her like calls her weird and stuff and the entire opening song, she still is just like, I am who I am, and like stays strong. And so I think that's a very important message. And even whenever she goes to visit the Beast, like she sees
And that's
her
enough
dad.
time. You can't keep going. You get 30 seconds later. Troy, it's time for you to defend The Incredibles.
The Incredibles is a much more original telling, as opposed to where Beauty and the Beast is just a ripoff of a French fairy tale, and it's essentially just a movie about Stockholm syndrome, where basically she falls in love with a beast seemingly out of nowhere. Where The Incredibles is a powerful family movie about like keeping a family together and uniting against all odds when the rest of the world is against you, and actually learning to like work as a family. And it's a much more wholesome film in that sense, to where, and also.
And that's enough time for that. We're going to get 30 seconds later. All right, you made some good points. Alexa, are you ready to head back?
Got a rebuttal.
All right, this is your 30 seconds.
All right, well, first of all, the whole Stockholm Syndrome thing, because I know it's a common thing about it, but the difference between Beauty and the Beast and Stockholm Syndrome is that Beauty does not change to fit the Beast and change to his personality, and that's why they fall in love. Beast changes to become nicer and a better person, and that's when they start to fall in love. So that's why it's not actually Stockholm Syndrome, just for that. And then, while it is not an original tale, it is just a great...
that is it for your time. All right, throwing shots at The Incredibles. All right, what do you think?
Like I said, Beauty and the Beast is a good film. I'm not saying it's a bad film at all, but I would much rather watch The Incredibles just for the fact that it is something original and something different, and it really is more of a wholesome film. And to be honest with you, the whole musical aspect of Beauty and the Beast is all right, but I love the whole story-driven, every line means something as opposed to just putting songs in there to fill time.
And then there we go. You had enough time, I think, to talk about which one's which. But to be honest, I'm the one feeling the most pressure here, so I'm making this final decision. But I gotta say, Alexei made the better point. Beauty and the Beast gets there's some cheers going on in the back. Beauty and the Beast wins. Thank you so much for watching Movie Madness on Pop Culture Corner. Thank you to all our guests, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.